My name is Haskell Wexler, and the title of my film is Who Needs Sleep? I asked the question, and naturally I ask it of people in the film business because that's what I've been doing most of my adult life. I discovered in the making of the film that even we privileged film workers work excessive hours. Our normal work days on film and on TV is even longer, 14, 16, 18 hours. And I began making the film when an assistant cameraman friend of mine, Brent Hirschman, died after a 19-hour day, crashed his car. And at that point, that crash and the crew of Pleasantville took a stand against these long hours, saying that he shouldn't have died. He was a very popular guy, and I didn't realize that hours were going that long, because I've been fortunate. I worked with good directors. I've worked with Hal Ashby, and after that with John Sayles a lot, and with sensible directors who know what they're doing, who plan things and realize it's unproductive to spend 14, 16, 18 hours figuring out what shot you're going to do. So the film is about Brent and the things surrounding it, and also about my friend Conrad Hall, who died. He became ill after Road to Perdition, and the stand that he wanted us to take to bring some sanity to the business. There's quite a bit of discussion in the film about Road to Perdition. The producer, Richard Zanuck, is a friend of mine and one of the best producers in Hollywood. He described the work, not just on Road to Perdition, but in general now, as uncivilized. They had a series of 18, 20-hour days. And most people, and probably even you, don't really realize what that does to the body, not to mention the cognitive ability, the idea that think you're going to get more work done and get it done better if you work longer and harder. And one of the things that the medical profession knows in detail now, in scientific detail, that not getting sufficient sleep seriously erodes your immune system, so that any disease whatsoever, serious cancer, diabetes, you name the disease, obesity, all are caused by not getting sufficient sleep. The film talks about the history, American history. America took the leadership in decent working conditions for the fight for the 8-hour day. It became the law of the land. And then incrementally, with labor relaxing, somewhat being the militancy being depleted during the Cold War through blacklisting and through the use of anti-communist threat, and also through the complicity of labor unions working with employers who want to get the most out of workers for the least pay, so that incrementally our business, which I know best, has insane hours, hours which ruin family life, ruin health. And so we naturally, since I was concentrating on the film business, I went to OSHA, and OSHA said, well, you have to go to the labor unions because we don't regulate time. So I learned what's happening nationally, that this 24/7 attack on working people is part of the out of whack priorities relating to human values and corporate values, relating to the bottom line, relating to what's important enough, and feeding on the idea that our work is our life. After Brent Hirschman died, there was huge publicity everywhere. there were huge tables, conference tables with the representatives, the lawyers from all the major companies, all the major guilds, sitting together and saying, look, these kind of hours are wrong, they're insane, they're not human, we have to work out something else. Our union, the IETSA, put in a full-page ad in Variety saying that these hours are dangerous to our workers, and we have to do something about it. And then the axe dropped. Nothing happened. We were forgotten about it. But since then, what's been happening in the workforce is, I don't know if you know, in pile driving, there's an expression when you drive a pile in, at some point when it won't go any farther, the pile driver is called driven to the point of refusal. And what's happening now amongst workforce, and not just in the film business, but also I made a documentary called the Bus Riders Union, is the general abuse or disregard to working people and as relating to the forces that exist. Has pushed the point, and I believe it's that way as far as the war, as far as personal privacy, that people are kind of saying, wait a second, you've lied to us, and we've accepted those lies because you say those lies were for a good reason. But now we don't want to accept them anymore, because if you lie, it becomes a betrayal. In fact, there's in the film, I quote Orwell after seeing the union leaders, seeing OSHA, seeing the producer's representative. I say, in a time of deceit, telling the truth can be a challenging act. And as a filmmaker and as a citizen, I want to go out and tell the truth. And I'm telling the truth about us, and I'm telling the truth that what's happening to us is happening in the country, and we have the power to change it. And that's the key thing, because everybody, you remember the millions of the people who were in the street before the Iraq War? They didn't die, but what did die is their feeling of powerlessness. And once that comes back in the film business and in the general population, we're going to kick ass. We're going to bring America back with what it can be. And too bad it has to have been driven to this point, but this is what's in the air.